For today's video, we will talk about the difference between Xlookup, index match, and Vlookup. Before anything else, you must know on what version do these functions can be used. For Xlookup, you can use it in Excel 365. For index match, version 2003 up to 365. And for Vlookup, version 2002 up to 365. Let's start with Vlookup. Vlookup is a function in Excel that look up data vertically. Search the value in the first column and return the value in the last column. As you can see in the formula, we have 4 arguments. The lookup value, which is the value you are searching for. The table array, which is the range of cells that you must highlight starting from the column where the lookup value is up to the column where the returned value is located. The column index, which is the number of column where the returned value is located. And the range lookup, which determines the match if exact or approximate. Our second function is index match. Index match function is the same with Vlookup. However, this function is better than Vlookup because it provides more flexibility and offers more efficiency. I will further explain this after we finish discussing the description and arguments of these 3 functions. In index match, we have 4 arguments. The array, which is the column where the returned value is. The lookup value, which is the value that you are searching for. The lookup array, which is the column where the lookup value is. And match type to determine if exact or approximate. As you can see, we have 2 functions combined. For you to understand how this formula works, you need to know first what index function and match function is respectively. Index function returns a value in a range based on the given position. Its formula has 4 arguments: the array, which is the column for returning value, row number, the row position in the array, column number, this is optional, the column position in the array, array number, another optional, this is the range in the array used. Next is the match function. It locates the position of the value in the range. It has 3 arguments: the lookup value, which is the value to look in the array, the lookup array, which is the range of cells where the lookup value is located, and match type if exact or match. Now the last but not the least, Xlookup function. This is by far the best lookup function in Excel. Many are saying that this is the modern Vlookup. It has 6 arguments of which 3 are optional. The lookup, the value you are searching for, lookup array, column where the lookup value is, return array, column where the returned value is. For the optional arguments, not found is the value if no match found, match mode if exact, approximate, or wildcard, search mode if the search will start from top or bottom. Now that we are done with the descriptions and arguments of the different functions, we will then illustrate examples. For this scenario, we will find the position of Butler in this table. Our lookup value is Butler, which is J5. Our table array is B to D. First column to highlight should be the column where the lookup value is, and the last should be the column in your range or table. Column index is 3. In Vlookup, you should count how many columns you highlight starting from the column where your lookup value is, which is B, up to the column where your returned value is, which is D. For the range lookup, we put 0 because we need exact match. Now let's try approximate. As you can see, the lookup values are in between our ranges 25, 46, and 76 days. Our lookup value is AA3, table array is U to W, column index is 3, and now our range lookup is 1 because we need approximate match. 25 is between 1 to 30, that's why we get 1 to 30 days. 46 is between 31 to 60. Same reason with 76 days, we get 61 to 90 days. Approximate match is useful if your lookup value is in between the values of your table array. Our next will be index match. We will get the position of player which is Adebayo. Array is column D, lookup value is G4, lookup array is column B, match type is 0. As mentioned earlier, index match is better than Vlookup and more flexible. In this function, we don't need to highlight the columns and we don't need to count how many columns we highlighted. Also in Vlookup, the column of the returning value should always be in the right position of the lookup value. For index match, the returning value position can be located in the left of the lookup value. Our second example is the return column position is in the left of the lookup value. Through index match, you can still search the returning value even though it is located in left. Unlike in Vlookup, column of the returning value should always be located in right. Now the third lookup function is Xlookup. Same with index match, you don't need to highlight or count columns in this function. For the basic arguments, you just need lookup value, array, and returning value. Now we will try to include the fourth argument which is not found. By the way, this is optional. Same first three arguments, this time we add if not found which is value is not in the finals. This argument will give Xlookup an advantage compared to Vlookup and an index match. Our lookup value here is kawaii which is not included in a range, hence we get the value if not found. I'm pretty sure that if you watch my previous video, you will easily understand how this fourth argument works. It is like a combination of if function and index match wherein there is a value if true and a value if false. This is just one of the many functions that Xlookup can give. We will skip match mode because it is the same with Vlookup and index match. The last argument is the search mode. By default, formula always searches lookup value from top to bottom. Now what if you want to search starting from the bottom? Xlookup function has a search mode that allows you to search from bottom up to the top, which is the basic lookup and index match cannot do. We have example here wherein the lookup value is shooting guard. By default, it will search from the top, that's why we get hero. But if you want to start at the bottom, using search mode with value of -1, we will get Caruso, which is at the bottom of the array. Now that I have explained descriptions, arguments, and gave examples respectively, which do you think is better? Let me explain further the advantages and disadvantages of using these three lookup functions. For Vlookup, advantages are easy to use if you are a beginner, available in version 2002, not case sensitive. The disadvantages are always searches to the right, always find the first match, inserting or deleting column in the table or range can break the formula, requires table array, can slow down files if you use this in a large data. For index match, these are the advantages. More versatile than Vlookup, can search right or left, inserting or deleting column can still give correct return value, 30% faster compared to Vlookup if used in a large data, not case sensitive. The disadvantages are formula is more complex than Vlookup and thus it is not advisable for beginners. For Xlookup, the advantages are has value if not found, can search from bottom using search mode argument, has the function of both Vlookup and index match statement. The disadvantage is it is only available in Excel 365. So that's it guys. These three functions are very useful and I hope you understand their purpose and how do they work. Eventually, you will use them according to the requirements of your worksheet. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe and see you in the next video.